Dear friends, this is a fervent appeal presented before Sri Rahul Gandhi and Sri Priyanka Gandhi by a communist and a public activist who has been uncompromisingly and unrelentingly fighting against the ruthless, dictatorial, anti-democratic, anti-people government of the Kerala for the last 10 years. I am Advocate K. SHAJAHAN, who was Additional Private Secretary to Sri V.S. Achuthanandan, the then leader of opposition during 2001-2006. I was instrumental in tailoring many of the historical interventions Sri V.S. Achuthanandan did during the tenure of leader of opposition, including his historical fights against corruption, against atrocities against women, human rights violations, etc. I am involved in a YouTube named Pratipaksham during the last 4 years, which has around 235,000 subscribers and which has been viewed by more than 6 crore times during the last 4 years. See, the state of Kerala is fastly moving into election mode. 2 elections are due to take place in Kerala during the next 5 to 6 months. The elections to the local bodies, wherein elections are to happen to more than 1,000 local bodies, will take place in December 2026. And a few months later, the elections to the next assembly will happen, that is specifically in the year 2000, in May 2026. As you may be knowing, the elections to the assembly, which will happen in May 2026, is crucial to both the fronts in Kerala, that is the LDF and the UDF. As we know, the elections to the assembly is very crucial for the LDF because the LDF has been ruling in Kerala, only in Kerala, for the last 5 years. The LDF has been ruling in 2 other states like Bengal and Tripura, but in both places, the CPM has been decimated and it has become a thing of the past. And the only one state where the party is in power is in Kerala. So it is very crucial for the left to retain its ruling, its continuity in ruling in May 2026 assembly elections. So they are making all attempts to continue in power through different ways. See, on the other hand, for the UDF, the elections to the assembly, which is to happen in 2026 May, is extremely crucial. It is a do-or-die battle for the UDF because for the first time in the history of Kerala, since the formation of Kerala, the party has been out of power since 2026. As we all know, every time the UDF used to come back to power after 5 years of LDF rule. But in 2016 and in 2021, for the first time, as I said earlier, the UDF has been kept out of power. So the elections to the assembly in May 2026 is extremely crucial. It is a do-or-die battle for the UDF. If the UDF doesn't come back to power in May 2026 elections, it will become a thing of the past. The Congress party, which has been a major, which has had a major presence in Kerala, will become a thing of the past. So the assembly elections, which is going to take place in 2026 May, is absolutely crucial and important for the UDF. To begin with, I would like to state that the political climate which is prevailing in Kerala is extremely beneficial for the UDF to come back to power. The government which has been in power for the last, I can say, broadly 10 years and specifically 5 years, has been continuing a totally undemocratic, has been functioning in an undemocratic manner. It has been adopting anti-people policies. A slew of corruption charges have been raised against the Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan and his family. So likewise, the government has become totally unpopular among the people of Kerala. So naturally, it ought to have translated into a very beneficial situation for the UDF. And if the UDF, led by Congress, if it had fought the elections unitedly, it would have captured more than 100 seats out of the 140 seats to the assembly. But unfortunately, I am sorry to say that the situation which is prevailing in Kerala with regard to the UDF and specifically to the Congress, the situation is not at all conducive for the UDF to come back to power. So my appeal to Sri Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi is that the reason for the Congress getting into a difficult mode, the reason for the Congress for not uniting and fighting the elections, it is basically because of the handiwork of one leader whose name is C Venugopal and who is the General Secretary in charge of the organizational matters at the national level. The handiwork of this leader to create dissent, to create factionalism, and thereby create disenchantment and disillusion among the party workers has resulted in a very chaotic situation in the Congress in Kerala. As we know, C Venugopal was elevated to the most crucial post around 3-4 years back. And his major responsibility has been to look at the organizational matters of the Congress at the national level and basically in the states. But this leader, Sri C Venugopal, instead of handling the organizational matters at the national level and in the different states, he has been unnecessarily involving in the organizational matters of the Congress party in Kerala and has been creating all kinds of problems for the Congress party in Kerala. I would like to present before Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi the steps which he has taken during the last 4 years and those steps which has resulted in total discontent among the leaders and the party workers. See, I would first like to present before Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi the way in which he had created problems for the Congress organization at the state level. We all know that in 2021, a new KPCC president and a new leader of opposition was appointed by the High Command. We all know that the KPCC president who came in 2021 was K. Sudhakaran, and Sri Ramesh Chennithala, who had been functioning as the leader of opposition during 2016 to 2021, was summarily removed, and Sri V.D. Satheeshan was brought in place of Ramesh Chennithala in 2021. And after around 3.5-4 years, Sri K. Sudhakaran, who was the KPCC president, was unceremoniously made to resign from his post and a new KPCC president was appointed. I am extremely sorry to say that the new KPCC president who was appointed in place of Sri K. Sudhakaran was totally inefficient, was totally unable to galvanize or revitalize the Congress organization. I would say that Sri K. Sudhakaran, even though he had some health problems, he had been 100 times better than Sri Joseph. See, I would like to recall that there had been at least 3-4 leaders in the Congress party in Kerala who would have been able to unite, like what I said, re-galvanize and unite the organization at all levels, at all levels. The names of those leaders I can easily spell out. Sri Benny Bahanan, Sri Joseph Vazhakan, Sri M.K. Raghavan, and to a larger extent even Kodigundil Suresh. These 4 leaders, at least these 4 leaders would have been 100 times better than the present incumbent Sunny Joseph. These 4 leaders, which I had mentioned earlier, they had good connect with the other leaders at the state level, and also at the with the workers at the grassroots. But unfortunately, these 4 leaders were totally marginalized, and the Sunny Joseph was brought to the helm of the KPCC leadership at the behest and only at the behest of Sri C Venugopal. So the bringing up of Sri Sunny Joseph, who was not known even to the rank and file of the people of rank and file of the party at the state level, has been totally inactive, totally inefficient in taking the party unitedly towards the next election. As I said earlier, he would have been 100 times better. As I said earlier, K. Sudhakaran would have been 100 times better when you compare him with Sunny Joseph. And unfortunately, the Sunny Joseph, who had been totally inefficient, was brought as KPCC president only at the behest of Sri C Venugopal. That is the first example I would like to present before Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi. The next instance is the reorganization which he brought about in the Mahila Congress. That was before the KPCC reorganization. In fact, marginalizing a number of efficient women leaders, a lady named Jebi Mehtar, who was totally inefficient, was brought as the president of Mahila Congress, and she was the daughter of a multimillionaire Congress leader, and his daughter Jebi Mehtar was made the president of the Mahila Congress, and she was also nominated as a Rajya Sabha member also. Under her leadership, the Mahila Congress had become totally inefficient, totally inactive. It has become totally defunct, and it has not been able to take up even a single effective campaign on issues related to women in the last couple of years after she became the president. And this ill-conceived step was also made at the behest of C Venugopal. That is the second example. The third example is the reorganization which took place in the Youth Congress, also at the behest of Sri Venugopal. As it is known, the president of the Youth Congress, Sri Rahul Mangutam, had to resign abruptly around 1 year after he getting elected to the president of the Youth Congress. Usually what happens is that once the president moves out, the vice president who had polled the next number of votes below the president is made the the vice president is made the president. And that was a very efficient firebrand leader called Abin Varki, who had polled 170,000 votes behind the just behind the Youth Congress president. But unfortunately, he was marginalized, he was booted out, and a crony of C Venugopal, who had polled a miserable 19,000 votes, was made the Youth Congress president, also at the behest of Sri C Venugopal. In fact, that only step had created lot of problems in the Youth Congress, and the Youth Congress ought to have conducted fierce struggles against the anti-people Pinarayi government, has totally become defunct and ineffective only because of the ill-conceived step taken up by the C Venugopal in bringing his crony to the helm of the Youth Congress. Now, as I said earlier, his ill-motivated factionalistic steps have created problems in the Congress leadership. It has marginalized people, leaders who had good connect with the workers at the grassroots. His unnecessary intervention had created problems in the Mahila Congress. His factionalistic intervention had created problems in the Youth Congress. And before I end this video, I want to state the latest step which he has taken in the Congress party. And I'm sorry to say that this step will play havoc in the party. It can even decimate the party in the next elections. It can even make the party, the Congress party, a thing of the past if urgent corrections are not made. You see, he has come out with a core committee to oversee the activities of the Congress party in the ensuing local body elections and in the assembly elections. He has come out with a 17-member core committee led by a working committee member, Deepa Dasmunchi from Bengal. It is headed by Deepa Das. When you look at the members of the committee, you will be shocked, literally shocked. I will present before you a few members of the party and their credentials. The first member in the party is, in the core committee, is Sri A.K. Antony. You see, A.K. Antony is an octogenarian. He has been convalescing in Kerala for the last several years, and he has been totally inactive for at least 5 years. And the party workers have been saying that due to problems of aging, he has not been able to even identify party leaders. He is being brought and made a member of the party, of the core committee. And the second member is C Venugopal. I do not understand what is the role of C Venugopal in each and every committee in Kerala, which decides on party affairs. You see, he is the General Secretary in charge of organizational matters, who is supposed to work at the national level. We know elections have been fast nearing in Bihar. But you find that in each and every important committee in Kerala, you find the presence of C Venugopal. I do not know for what reason he makes himself present in all important committees with regard to Congress in Kerala. So he is the second member. And you find that there is another member called Sri V.M. Sudhiran. He was instrumental in bringing down the Ummanchandi government in 2016. And he has been totally ineffective, he's been totally inactive for the last 10 years. I have not seen V.M. Sudhiran in any struggles against the Pinarayi government for the last 10 years. During the last 10 years, he would have come out with one or two or maybe half a dozen statements against the anti-people policies of the Pinarayi government. He has been remaining totally inactive. He has been made a member of the core committee. Another member is Sri Mullapalli Ramachandran. He was also very ineffective as the KPCC president. He had to be booted out of that position. And he has also been remaining inactive. He has also no connections with the Congress workers at the grassroots. He has been made a member of the core committee. And then another person called M.M. Hassan. I don't want to say much about M.M. Hassan. I can only say that he has also been totally inactive, a defunct leader with no connect with the workers at the grassroots. And another person his name is K. Muralidharan. He would like to get parliamentary posts one after the other. If he doesn't get parliamentary posts, he will get dissatisfied. There was a party reorganization which took place 2 weeks before. In that party reorganization, when he found that his representative was not involved, he was nominated to the committee, he left the captainship of an important Jatha which the Congress had conducted as part of the Vishwasa Samrakshana Jathas. He left the stage and went somewhere, only because of the fact that his representative was not nominated to the some committee or as a general secretary. He is been made a member. And another important and prominent member, the name is Shashi Tharoor MP. Shocking to find his name in the core committee. The leadership as well as the rank and file does not know where he stands. The party rank and file feels that he is part of the BJP. Because most of the time, Rahul Gandhi has been supporting Narendra Modi and BJP than Rahul Gandhi and Congress. A few days later, he came out with an article in an English daily. He has spoken against dynastic leadership in the Congress. He has also been made a member in the core committee. And of course, 3 leaders who have been closely associated with Venugopal, called Shafi Parambil, P.C. Vishnunath and A.P. Anil Kumar also are part of the committee. And the rumor which has been spreading among the Congress leadership and the Congress rank and file is that the C Venugopal has constituted this committee with the motive of him getting into the Chief Minister's shoes after the elections which is going to take place in May 2026. A core committee filled with leaders who have been totally ineffective and who have no connections with the people at the grassroots. I can find only 3 leaders in the committee who have to a larger extent connections with the people at the grassroots. That is one, Ramesh Chennithala. Second is K. Sudhakaran. And third, to a larger extent, Kodikundal Suresh. But on the other side, as I said earlier, people who have huge influence among the party workers at the grassroots have been completely kept out of this committee. Benny Bahanan, Joseph Vanakan, M.K. Raghavan, they are all kept out of this core committee. I do not know what sense has prevailed with regard to C Venugopal to constitute a core committee just a few months before a crucial elections, filled with people who are ineffective, who are inefficient, who have no connections with the people at the grassroots, and while keeping out leaders who have good connections with the party rank and file. So I don't want to give more examples and to spend more time. I just want to request Sri Rahul Gandhi and Sri Priyanka Gandhi to immediately intervene in the undemocratic, ill-motivated, factionalistic steps which this leader C Venugopal has been taking in the party organization of the Congress party in Kerala. His ill-motivative, his factionalistic steps have created huge discontent and disenchantment not only among the leadership of the Congress, but also among the workers at the grassroots. As I said in the beginning, a party which has been totally undemocratic, totally anti-people, totally corruption-ridden, has been ruling the state for the last generally 10 years and specifically 5 years under the leadership of Pinarayi Vijayan. The CPM party rank and file is also totally up in arms and cut up with the activities, anti-people and anti-democratic and anti-party activities of Pinarayi Vijayan. Had the Congress remained united, the Congress, the UDF led by the Congress, would have roamed back to power with more than 100 seats. But unfortunately, the ill-conceived, ill-motivated activities of C Venugopal, totally undemocratic activities of C Venugopal, in filling party committees with people, with leaders who have no connect with the people, with leaders who are totally inefficient, and with leaders who are his cronies, has created a very serious, explosive situation in the Congress party in Kerala. Unless and until Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi intervenes in this matter urgently and immediately, a situation may arise that the Congress-led UDF would get defeated again for the third time in the elections which is to be held in May 2026. If that happens, Congress will become a thing of the past. Congress will get decimated. And last but not the least, public activists like us are raising this issue because if a third-term government is going to come back to power in Kerala, they will kind of annihilate people like me and my friends who have been unrelentingly and uncompromisingly fighting against these ruthless government. As far as I am concerned, I have been a public activist who has been very active in Kerala for the last nearly 3 decades. I was unfortunately jailed by the first Pinarayi government for 8 days for no rhyme or reason. For no rhyme or reason, I was put in jail for 8 days when the first Pinarayi government was in power. And a few months before, the government tried to unilaterally again take me into custody and arrest me. If the court had not intervened, I would have been in jail for the second time also. So for people like us, for public activists like us, it is most important that this ruthless, undemocratic, anti-people Pinarayi government goes out of power in the assembly elections which is to be held in May 2026. But unfortunately, shockingly, sorrowingly, I find that if the undemocratic and factionalistic activities which is being undertaken by Sri Venugopal, the General Secretary who is holding organizational powers, is stopped with immediate effect, lives of people like us would be in danger. We cannot imagine for even a moment Pinarayi Sarkar, this Pinarayi government coming back to power. So, lastly, I would again fervently appeal to Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi to immediately intervene with drastic corrective measures which has led to a chaotic situation in the Congress party, which has been only the handiwork of one and only one leader called C Venugopal, who has been the General Secretary of the party, General Secretary who has been in charge of organizational matters. I would like to humbly request Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi to tell Sri C Venugopal in no uncertain terms that he should not intervene hereafter in an undemocratic and autocratic manner in the Congress party in Kerala. He should be told to spend his time in other states in Kerala. There are a number of leaders in the Congress party in Kerala who can take the party unitedly to a thumping success in the next assembly elections, which is due in May 2026.